Morning, everybody. Nice end of April morning out here on Rock Bottom Creek. Going to do this give you a little bit of information on how and where you can prospect in Pennsylvania today, and I also come out here to get some material, put together the winning jar for Hobo Rob, who won my 500 sub giveaway. So anyway, I set up my sluice there. And this is not an approved trout stream, and it's obviously not navigable, which means you can't get a boat down it. So I'm going to set you up here, and I'll try to get set myself. I'll probably run a bucket of material, and when I'm ready, I'll bring you back on and start to explain the rules of Pennsylvania prospecting. And we're going to pause it for right now. Okay, I'll bring you back on first off, because this is part of the reason why I come out here. I wanted to gather some material for Hobo Rob's Lester jar. And this clay is exactly the kind of thing that I want. You guys have seen me and PA Patriot out here digging, and we processed a lot of this clay, and we actually got some gold out of it. So some of that's going in the 500 giveaway jar, along with a bunch of other nice stuff that I'm in the process of gathering. And like I said, I'm going to run a bucket while I'm out here. I worked 11 to 7 last night, so I'm not going to be out here long. But I'm probably almost a month late getting Hobo's winnings out to him, so Hobo Rob's winning. So I figured I better get something done here. Hopefully start traveling the end of the week. Heading down south. A lot of that's not worth even getting. The clay, the thing about clay, no matter where it is in the creek, if there's gold traveling over it, there's a chance the gold stuck to it. So that's why I'm always looking for a clay deposit. Now you don't want to dig the whole deposit up, you just want to get the top couple inches of it. So, all right, let's stick this down in here, then we'll start talking again. Turn it to me. Yeah. So, in Pennsylvania, you're really not allowed to run any kind of motorized or motorized sluices or dredges or anything like that. You can't use a gas-powered thing to run your stuff. You can't use electric. So, in most places, like in the streams that are designated as designated trout streams, you're not allowed to dig in those either. And you're not allowed to dig in a stream that you can take a boat up or down. It's called a navigable stream. Now you get on private land, like the fellow that owns this property right here, he gave PA Patriot and me permission to run our equipment. It's just like a one-time thing to make sure everything worked. And that was the whole idea. Now, in Pennsylvania, you have huge state forests and state game lands. You're not allowed to dig or prospect in any state forest or state game lands at all. You're not allowed to take a blade of grass out of those places. So, then there's also national forests. In national forests, The rules differ all over the place. There's general rules that could allow you to prospect, but you have to check with your forest rangers in the local area before you go doing anything like that, because they may not allow it at all. In most places like this screen, where you can prospect, you're probably not going to find any gold. The reason I dig in this screen, the reason I came here to begin with, is because if you look at the glacier maps, where the glaciers came down into the central part of Pennsylvania and the eastern part a little bit, and the western part more, the glaciers forced all kinds of geology down this way. And what you look for is you look for river valleys. This is in a river valley, it's the Susquehanna River Valley. And you look for tributaries, streams that flow into that the glacial maps and the topography of the land itself would indicate that there's a chance that glacial gold has been deposited here in the whole general area, and it ends up in the stream from erosion. So when you're looking for a place to dig, you want to find a stream that is part of a river valley system, and then you have to check the glacial maps and the topography, topographical maps, to see what chance there is that some of that stuff actually ended up in the streams and tributaries that you're looking at digging in. Now, like I said, if you can get a boat up and down the stream, you're not allowed to dig there in Pennsylvania. If it's designated as a trout stream, you're not allowed to dig there either. But there's a catch call there, where if these trout streams are usually designated from like Route 56 to Route 117 downstream. And now that doesn't mean that you can dig anywhere in that stream. It means you got to ask questions. You may be able to dig above the bridge at Route 56. You may be able to dig up there, but not where they designate it as a trout stream. And you have people on YouTube telling you that this stream and that stream has gold in it, and I'm damn sure they do. But that doesn't mean that you can just go out there and dig. And normally what you're going to look for is you're probably going to have to use just a shovel and a pan, a classifier, a bucket, and maybe a little sluice. And they may tell you that you're not allowed to have a sluice in some areas. So just want to get that part straightened out. Now, the other thing is that you always, the property's owned by people here, okay? You have to make sure that you have permission to do it. You have to have permission. You can't just go onto somebody's property and start digging holes. So a little bit of common sense goes a long way. And that's probably the best way for me to explain it to you. Now, I'm probably going to do a part 2 on this at some point. But right now, I'm going to classify this stuff, and I'm going to run a bucket, and I'll bring you back on when I'm ready to do that. Okay, so I got a half a bucket, and that's really all I'm going to run. I'll finish classifying what I got in the classifier, and I'm going to set it up here and run it. But I got to straighten this sluice out first. It's sitting here wobbling. Okay, that's not the greatest, but it'll work. And that's just a drop riffle sluice. It's called a gold getter or some stuff like that. Everybody's got a name. It's a Angus McKirk knockoff. It's not Angus McKirk, it's an Angus McKirk knockoff. So, like I said, I'm gonna classify this. Rest away. A bunch of clay. And then I'm gonna run it. There could be gold in this. It could be. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Now, here we go. loading up with black sand. I want to give a big shout out to John Wrench and Wrench's Supplies and Wrench's Repairs and Prospecting, Joseph at Green Mountain Gold Trap, Dan at PA Patriot Prospecting. They're all up in Vermont having a group dig today, as a matter of fact. So you want to watch for what they publish on the channel. And I couldn't make it because I'm still working. I got 4 more midnights to do, and then I'm going to head south because got folks down there expecting me to stop by. So then in about a month, I'll be going south to meet and greet and say hi to Allie Nicoden and John Nicoden's family. I'll be hanging around Thermal City and Lucky Strike. Not just to meet them, but so I get a chance to run my dredge, because at least I can run it down there. Yeah. Run this clay material here, clean it up, we'll see what we can get out of it. Been getting a little bit of gold out of it. Clay deposit seems to run all along that bank, and I've had a whole bunch of guys down here digging with me. Dan from PA Patriot and John from Wrench's Repairs and Prospecting, and his son. Well, she's loading up with black sand. I'll try to show that to you before I go to clean this out. There might be a piece of gold there. See if it stays. Boy, that clay's stiffening up in the bottom of that bucket. The clay itself is loaded with black sand. I stir that up and make a slurry out of it, so I don't get clumps of it running down the sluice. Gotta get this stuff in there. You see the black sand coming out. Let that run for a couple minutes and show it to you. Then we'll do a clean out. Look at all that black sand. I don't know if you can see it better with me blocking the sunshine or what. And that might be a piece of gold down in there. Might be. It's loading up. I'm gonna let some of those stones clean out. Now get a pan over here and we'll clean it out. I'll bring you back on when I'm ready to do that. Okay, here we go. Oh! There we go. There's the concentrates from the run. I'm gonna set you up somewhere here. Right here is good. I'll pan that down for you. Because I'm going to sit down to do it. Like I said, the most important thing is once you identify a place where you might be able to dig or it might be worth digging, make sure that you talk to the landowner before you just go start digging holes in somebody's property. I'm just about down to solid black sand here. Let's see what I can do with this. See if I spot anything. Now I'm going to get a little bit more float out of there. Put my eyeballs on for this. Looks like I got some lead anyway. That's not lead. Oh yeah, it is. Little tiny piece of bird shot. in a bucket there somewhere. And there's another piece coming out too. Let it go. It'll all get stuck in clay. It won't penetrate too far. When I find lead, I always take it out of the creek. I don't know how much impact that has, but it's a matter of principle. And I usually save my black sand from around here for benzo, but at least some of this is going to go to Hobo Rob, who again won my 500 sub giveaway. So. And I actually have gold. I doubt you'd be able to see this. There's actually a few specks in here, but they're really small. I'll try to set this someplace and zoom on it for you, just to show you, yeah, there is gold here. Rock Bottom Creek. Ah, didn't take that much effort to get it either. Let's see if we can zoom on this. Right in that black sand, right past my fingernail, is a piece of Pennsylvania gold. I hope you can see it. There's a few more in there, but that wasn't that much effort to get that, really. Like I said, if you could process something with a electric motor or gas motor around here, you might be all right. You probably wouldn't pay for the gas, though. Anyhow, love yous all, and you know what I'm going to say. I will see yous all next time I see you.